What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Try to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay, he's getting money. Even better, tax-free, loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.
What is going on, everybody? Hopefully, you guys are doing well out there. That is right. We are back again. I am back again here on sportscardradio.com, back in the great state of California, where you've got sunshine, you got beaches, and you got the homeless lining the streets of everywhere you look here in California. Everywhere we look here on the stream, I do not see super producer Tim. He's nowhere to be seen. His equity stake might drop from 4.20 down to 4 if he doesn't show up soon. But in the meantime, we are joined as usual. Ryan, keeping the train going here at Sports Card Radio. You clocked in from the great state of Florida last week, did a little live stream. You are back again. Ryan, what is going on?
How we doing, everybody? We got the chat fired up. Bob Boozle's in the house. Steelers 70's in the house. Dan the Cardman's in the house. Phoenix Rising is in the house. I'll be in that area pretty soon. Fan 123, Rick Galves, Dave Snyder. Welcome, Philly Joe.
So
I don't have my headphones. I left them in your car. So if you guys hear a little feedback on my mic or anything, audio issues, just blow up the chat and then I can mute myself when you're talking, or we got music playing, or we got Backyard Breaks is over here doing breaks.
They're doing a lot more than just breaking, it sounds
Oh,
like.
we're doing a lot more than just breaking over here. We've got a football game going on right now. We have cover your ears if you don't want a spoiler alert. 3-0 Eagles. 7:24 left in the first quarter. Many of you might be simulcasting the events of the evening as we are into football season. We are into scamming season. And I don't know what you want to start with. I titled the show Pump and Dump Special because I figured everybody we talked about, we better either tell everybody if we're pumping them or we're dumping them after 1 week of the NFL season and anybody else that we talk about on the show. So I brought up a couple quarterbacks. These cards are all ending tonight. There's stuff I'm bidding on. This 20 lot of whatever. I think these are like case hits. Just the Mahomes and the Trevor Lawrence, I feel like you could get. What's up, Jim? I think you could get quite a bit for these. So we have a couple scams going on in the backyard world, but I don't know if we want to start with that. We got our boy Geoff over here on Cameo.
Times must be tough if you hitting up the Cameo. It's like Jose Canseco and like a bunch of B-rated athletes and actors, and now you got Jeff Wilson over there. Times must be pretty tough.
Times are rough. You think?
What do you need?
What did you think of the NFL games last week? Let's start with your favorite team, the Cincinnati Bengals. Been a lot of talk about this guy. Looks like it hasn't really hurt his price. $25,000 for this card that ends in an hour.
Yeah, I tell you what. I mean, I'm not going to put on my Adam Schefter hat or anything like that, but the Bengals, I think, have beat the Browns maybe one time in the Joe Burrow era. It's for whatever reason the Browns match up well against us, and it's always a very, very difficult game. I know they have another difficult opponent, the Ravens, who have a lot of talent as well. We've had some good games against the Ravens, but they also play us tough as well. It's all about winning. We did not win the game. And so, would I be, jumping off the Joe Burrow bandwagon at this point? No. Last week was his first game since last year. He didn't get to play in the preseason. He's coming off an injury. I'm not sitting here trying to make excuses for now the highest paid player in the NFL, but the Browns just play us well. The Browns are a quality football team, and they do look a lot better. It wouldn't surprise me if the Browns are in the hunt for a playoff spot as we move through this year, which I don't think has necessarily been the case very often over the past several decades. I think with the Browns, wouldn't surprise me if that's a team, as long as they stay upright and healthy, as we saw this week. Injuries can crop up and change the fortunes of a team pretty quickly. But as long as they stay upright, that's a decent enough team. And I'm not too concerned about the Bengals. They got off to a slow start last year. And, if the Chiefs didn't get 5 downs to get a first down instead of the normal 4, then
still talking about that.
They might be in that.
So are you pumping Joe? You pumping Joe Burrow?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I kind of look at it as like a buy, sell, hold. And if buying is pumping, then I'm certainly not pumping. Look, I don't own a single Joe Burrow card. And so if that tells you anything about my buying habits and how disciplined I am about buying trading cards, I don't own a single Joe Burrow card. I take that back. I've probably bought and sold a few of them, but nothing of this caliber. You would never see me buy something of this caliber until he really truly proves himself as a Super Bowl winning quarterback. And so I'm holding Joe Burrow. I wouldn't run out and buy him for these prices. I mean, I think that's ridiculous. Just wait until he kind of finishes. I'll be honest with you. I'm waiting until he finishes his career. And if he wins us a Super Bowl, that'll be enough for me. I don't really need his trading cards laying around. A Super Bowl win is all I need.
Well, I mean, I brought these other ones up for examples. I mean, they're all numbered to 99, National Treasures, some kind of Fanatics jersey and their autograph. This Jordan Love's a 5, but it was the only one up there. But you could see Joe Burrow's at 25,000, Justin Fields, who struggled mightily, 5,800, Jordan Love, who beat him, 3,700. I imagine that those numbers for his cards have climbed greatly. So you can kind of see the upside and the downside on these particular cards. And it's one of the reasons why I kind of like comparing the National Treasures cards, because you got to pull up all the ones at 99, put them in any kind of graded case. And yeah, the patches are a little different. and all of that, and the grade can come out a little different. But by and large, these cards are pretty much the same, and you can compare these guys and compare these quarterbacks. So I think it'll be interesting to see just over the course of the season what'll happen. What are your thoughts on somebody who struggled? I don't know if I watched a little bit of this game. Did you get a chance to see Justin Fields or anybody?
I've seen enough of Justin Fields. Justin Fields is not an NFL caliber quarterback. He will be out of the league probably relatively shortly. He's not an NFL caliber quarterback, at least at the starting position. He might be able to fill in and be a sub and a backup, but I think even Bears fans would agree that they've seen enough solid quarterback play, not necessarily on the Bears themselves, but they've seen enough solid quarterback play. Justin Fields is not an NFL caliber quarterback at the starting position. He's not going to take them anywhere other than, a top 5-10 pick heading into next year. I honestly would be selling Justin Fields as fast as I possibly could, and there's no reason, in my opinion, to buy his cards at all.
Yeah, he's a good. The only times I see him making nice plays is when he's kind of getting out of the pocket or he's trying to escape the rush. You rarely see, show me a highlight package of Justin Fields making amazing throws, like over the linebacker and before the safety. It almost doesn't exist. What about Jordan Love? Guy raised his stock.
I mean,
we
look,
dumping?
The time to buy Jordan Love was over the past 2 seasons or so. He's been the backup. Everybody knew the torch was going to get passed to him. They picked him high enough, and they've been kind of grooming him back there, if you will. The time to buy him was long ago, 12 months ago or more. And if you didn't do it at that point, I mean, I guess you could make the argument that you could kind of play the hype to the upside. But look, if you're going to play the speculation game, you should have been buying a little bit of Jordan Love well before, now you're actually looking to sell his cards. I would sell his cards into the hype, and that's the way I'm always going to lean. We said that with Jason Dominguez came up 2-3 weeks ago. Would we say with him? Sell. And he's off to a great start. He might end up being a great player, but look, hype is a beautiful thing. You sell into the hype. And that's what I would be doing with Jordan Love. You should have accumulated his cards well before this. And if you did, I'd be selling into this hype.
Everybody's just very reactional. I probably sold 20 Zach Wilson cards in the last. I mean, ever since A-Rod busted his Achilles, I swear to God, I was like, ding, 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 ding. Because I buy all junk. And so when something like that happens, when you buy all junk, who have I been accumulating the last 6-8 months? Zach Wilson. So I had a bunch of Zach Wilson's cards sell in the last couple months. We have a $37,000 Trevor Lawrence Optic Downtown Gold Vinyl 1-of-1. That's ending tonight. That's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
I mean, I think he's a good player, but
are we pumping this? Are we dumping this, or what are we doing?
I mean, I'm dumping that. I'll take $37,000 and go back to Delray Beach, Florida. So that's what I'd be doing.
A listener of the show has this card in the golden auction that ends in 16 days. It is a Julio Rodriguez Superfractor. I'm going to put the link in the chat. That is a viewer of the show.
We're pumping that.
We're pumping this. Viewer of the show. So if you're looking,
Julio's the next Mickey. Didn't someone leave us a comment on our channel one time? Julio Rodriguez is like the next Mickey Mantle or something like that. So yeah, We'll bring out that hype train. Julio's the next Mickey Mantle. There it is. BGS 9, Topps Chrome Black, beautiful card, on card autograph. It looks like. Yep. I can't think of a better card to own at this certain time other than this Julio Rodriguez. So there you go.
This is creme de la creme right here. Well, this is actually a very nice card. He actually is having, he started off a little slow, maybe a little cold up there in the Northwest, but he has heated up in the last couple months. He's literally been, I haven't checked his stats in the last week, but this dude was literally one of the hottest players in the whole league for about a month straight. So after the All-Star break, this guy's been killing it. His cards have trickled back up a little bit. They obviously went on a huge ride last year, upward wave last year, have come down to earth as expected, but Mariners, I think they're in the playoff hunt. And we're sitting at $3,300, 16 days left. So this is a very nice card. That's going to sell for a lot of money. I will be at the Arizona Fall League starting on October 2nd. If anybody is in the area, I will be there. I might even be there the whole month or the whole thing. Looks like the San Francisco Giants are out of it. After I watched them play the Braves, I realized there's no way we're getting through the Braves. Like, usually I could watch a baseball season and the Giants, I'm like, dude, we could beat anybody. I've watched 2 or 3 series of us playing the Braves, and I swear to God, there's probably 6 players on the Braves, at least 6 players on the Braves better than anybody that we have on the Giants. So that's when I booked my trip to the Fall League, and I will be down there. So if you guys want to go to these games, these are the top prospects. Julio Rodriguez probably played there. And Mike Trout and Bryce Harper were on the same team. So this is like seeing the rock and roll band before they get big. You go to these games, it's like you and about 150 of your closest friends, and you can see the top prospects in all of baseball for an entire month. So I'll be down there. If anybody, you guys, are around the Tempe, Scottsdale, Mesa, Phoenix area, hit me up. We have, I want to keep talking about cards. Am I still high bid on this? Okay. We have a couple things going on at Backyard Breaks as we have a missed field goal. Oh, spoiler alert. Missed field goal remains 3-0 first quarter. Our buddies from Florida. Only in the backyard, baby. Somebody emailed me a repacked break that they did. It was like 4 hours. It occurred on September 1st. Here's the replay of it. It might still be up on Whatnot. I reluctantly watched all 4 hours of the break. And for the first 3 hours, it was about as normal as it can be. They sold 100 spots, 108 spots, about 4,000 a piece. These kids over here clearing $500,000 in like a few hours. Everything was rosy for the first 3 hours until the guy who created the repack product got up to the wheel and started spinning. That should be P-E-E-K. Okay. And it was so rigged. What he was trying to do was basically make it so that you wouldn't, in each one of these boxes, they're numbered. And so he would pick out, or somebody would pick out of the little wheel a number. It would correspond with the box. They would open that box. What they were trying to do was make sure that they didn't give away all the golden tickets and all the platinum tickets in the box, because what that got you was a duck race after the show for a bunch of nice shit, including this LeBron Michael autograph. So the key was to rig this break so that toward the end, there was at least one of these tickets remaining, because that was going to up the bids. And if you ran out of these, maybe 5, 6, 7 left, that was going to be really bad. So it looks like they kind of had this choreographed to where they were going to give the guy the wheel toward the end so that he could basically rig it. And regrettably, I should have done a 15-minute video on this, because, like I said, I watched the full 4-hour break and I put a couple clips in here, guys, but I promise you, and I would not bullshit you. I promise you, if you go watch this 4-hour break, it's so obvious they're cheating. The times it's actually obvious is when he doesn't know the camera's on him. See, he knows the camera's on him right here. But what happens is during this break, they'll start opening the boxes and he'll be up here on the camera and you can see him fiddling with the wheel and you could see him lining up the numbers. and you could see him looking inside and rigging it. Then the camera would cut to him. He would literally just reach in, grab the one he wanted, and read it. He was able to rig the break so that toward the end, there was the last 3 spots. There was a golden ticket and a platinum ticket remaining. Conveniently, this is like the most damning piece of evidence. He let his son take back over for the last 3 spots. His son spun the wheel for the first hour. Then the guy who created the repack product got on the wheel and rigged it in the last hour. I promise you, you can go to this. Just go to the last hour of the break. It's like at the 3 hour and 45 minute mark when the guy takes over. And I promise you, you watch it. I could have done a 15-minute video, especially when the camera was not on him. Grant got him to say something right here, and this is the only time he literally spun the wheel during the whole time, because Grant was like, spin the wheel, because the chat, I'm sure, was blowing up. And you know what happened here? You know what happened with that box? I don't think I show it, but they actually pulled a platinum ticket from that box. So the one time he didn't rig it, they pulled a platinum ticket. It'd be one thing. I mean, it'd be one thing if it was $100 a spot, $200 a spot. These were like $5,000 repack boxes. Literally. The highest bid was $6,900. The second highest bid was $5,700. They did 108 spots, guys. Take out a calculator and do the math. It's like a $500,000 hit. And it was rigged. This was a $500,000 break that was rigged. They stole a $10,000 Trevor Lawrence, it's probably less than this. So it's less than a fucking $37,000 Trevor Lawrence. They rigged a $500,000 break. Totally rigged. Absolutely totally rigged. You could rig this a lot of ways. This guy could have been hearing who was winning the bids, and then he could have been pulling out a corresponding ball to the person who won. There's a couple ways he could have been rigging this. One, to get to the last 2 spots, to make sure that the bids would stay high through the whole 108 boxes, to make sure there was a golden and a platinum tickets. But he would be able to hear who won each spot. So he could reach in and pull the ball for a certain person who won if he wanted to. One thing I did notice that I didn't talk about in the video is that I swear to God, they would run a spot, run an auction on Whatnot, like how they're doing on here, and then 2 or 3 times a time, the person wouldn't pay, and they'd have to run it again. So is that their little shill bidding team that we'll talk about in a minute? Shill bidding these bids up, and then winning, and then not paying, and then they just keep running it again until they finally get somebody on the hook. But anybody can go watch this break. You can call me full of shit. You could say I'm trying to... No, go watch this break. Watch the last hour. The spins were clearly rigged, and it seems like every fucking spot they had to sell 3 times, which I think is a little shady. Which seems to me that there might be some shill bidding involved if you're having to run these spots over and over and over. So they rigged a $500,000 break. I mean, just blatantly, just out in front of you guys. This fucking moron. So that happened this week. Another thing that happened. Former employee jumps on Whatnot. Somebody said this is deleted. It's not deleted. It got deleted off the Whatnot account, but it's still on the sports cards. He didn't delete it. He's actually, this person who posted this is in here answering comments. Talks about an NDA he signed with Backyard Breaks. Talks about how he likes some of the people there. Anonymous account, so take that for what it's worth. Said he used to work at Backyard Breaks. Says Backyard Breaks has like a fucking shill bidding department for their flamethrower repacks. So whenever they're running their little repack game, they'll have a bunch of people shill bidding these things. Anything they win will just probably go back in a box and they'll sell it again. And you get stuck overpaying for a bunch of crap. He says he's seen 50% of the breaks be fake accounts bidding up the price. He says the culture, and this is pretty obvious, and this isn't anything wrong with this, is just they preach for their breakers to be entertainers and be hype men. Basically run an online casino. I'm sure if we had the sound on, that's basically what's going on over here tonight. They're just trying to hype this shit up. I think this is funny because remember when we had Backyard Brad or whatever the fuck his name was? And he was like, oh, Grant's so nice to me. He gave me all these cards and da-da-da-da. Well, the employee says, hey, that's just written into the cost of the break. They literally give all the breakers a stack of cards and they tell them, hey, these are your personal collection. Say you're going to bless these guys with cards from your personal collection. That's just all marketing and written into the break. That's not Grant giving you shit. That's like you lose money at MGM Grand and they give you a buffet comp. That's what that is, Brad. So what do you think about the dueling, I don't want to call them scams or scandals, just dueling pieces of information about the backyard?
I mean, we tried so hard to put out stories to expose these guys. We're going back on, I don't know when our original, we were like one of the only channels on YouTube that originally talked about their, whatever the Trevor Lawrence scam that they ran. What are we, 2 years ago? Was that longer? I can't remember. We tried so hard to expose these guys from day one. I understand. I can't believe we have 400 people in the chat and you've got Thursday Night Football on. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. Really appreciate that. I understand that the 400 watching are not from the mean streets of Stockton. I understand that a lot of people in the card industry are from middle America, more innocent places than where we are from. We have the luxury. I actually think it's actually a luxury and it's an advantage to us that we are from a place like Stockton and we see guys like this and instantly it wasn't like we had to take some time to figure backyard breaks out. We knew right away these guys are full of shit. They're scam artists. You run from people like this. You don't do business with people like this. You try to crush these cockroaches and get them out of the business. Okay? Because these are the guys, when you're walking down Benjamin Holt Drive in Stockton, these are the kind of guys you see. They're trying to hustle you, take your money. And again, most of the hobbyists from places where you aren't trying to get hustled. People are actually trying to be nice to you. People actually do, like Backyard Brad got on here. Oh, he's so nice to me and he gave me cards. It's like, yeah, buddy. A lot of people are like Backyard Brad and they get blinded by one nice act. We saw these guys right away knew their shtick, knew what they were up to. The industry has clocked in so many times to defend these guys. Firehand Sports Cards clocks in more than I've probably clocked in all week. I've been working all week, but Firehand Sports Cards clocks in even more to defend these guys for free. It is very, very difficult to find a breaker out there that actually competes with these guys, to actually say a bad word about them. You can't find anybody. You can't find anybody in the business and in the industry that will actually criticize these guys on camera. And all they've done is consistently push the envelope. There was no such thing as duck races. Yes, you had repack products. Yes, you had dice rolling. Yes, you had people fiddling around and doing sleight of hand with cards. These guys have taken it to the next level. And what has that done? That has opened the door for every single other breaker to do the exact same thing. This is why when you recognize this from day one, we're talking a year and a half, 2 years ago, whenever this was, you have to, so January 15th, 2022. So we're coming up, not quite 2 years, but a year and a half or so. When you see this, you have to get on it from day one. Otherwise, if you let cockroaches like this stay in the industry, they start to multiply. They multiply over at Backyard Breaks, and they inspire every other Joe Blow breaker from Firehand Cards all the way down to start doing duck races and rolling dice and doing shield bidding. Every other breaker you can name will have a $500,000 repack product where they're spinning wheels and they're drawing things out. Everybody's going to be doing this. This is why you have to take care of this when it comes up. The problem with this industry is they don't do that. And in fact, the problem with this industry is they actually literally do the opposite. Again, you have the guy over at Firehand Sports Cards that will clock in and prop these guys up, that will defend these guys, will actually be their attorney, unpaid pro bono attorney to defend these guys. He'll make a video. He'll take time out of his day and actually make a video defending these guys. This is what's wrong with this hobby. Hobby's great. Trading cards, yes, the prices have come down, but I actually think that's a good thing. If you're on a tighter budget, you don't have as much discretionary income. They're not loaning money on every single trading card now. We're seeing more reasonable prices. So if you like Joe Burrow, you like Jordan Love, you like whoever, you're able to buy and afford, maybe not the top end card, but you're able to afford some of these cards. $3,000, it's a lot of money, but it's not, we're not talking, a card like that might have been $30,000 during the boom. So there's a lot of good things happening in the hobby. The problem is the good old boy network still doesn't get it. The good old boy network still doesn't get that you've got to drive these guys out. Got to drive these guys out from day one. Otherwise, they keep multiplying. They continue to up their scams, and it gets worse. Brad was too scared to donate or type in the chat, but begged me to tip you guys. Thank you, Fooey, for the $10. We appreciate it. We've not heard from Brad in a long time. I don't know if he still continues to open up his back door and take it in the ass when he buys into a backyard break. But if you buy into a backyard break, you might as well be grabbing your ankles, pouring lube in your butthole, and taking it there, because that's really all you're doing. These guys are rigging it. If they pull a good card, they end up keeping it. Yes, they kind of throw some chum out to the seals, and they they come up, and they're happy about it. But they're shill bidding in the background. They're rigging the breaks. I think they're rigging some of the content that comes out of the product. You'll have everybody else in the industry, including breakers that compete with these guys, that'll say, oh, no, that's a conspiracy. There's no way that happens. Whatever your thoughts on that are, the bottom line is these guys have been scammers. They were always scammers. They continue to be scammers, and they'll continue on in this business because Very few people have the guts to actually stand up and actually tell the truth about what they're doing. Instead, you have people like Firehand Sports Cards who will clock in and be a pro bono attorney for these guys and make every excuse in the book. And it's not right. And the industry would be a lot better off if you cleaned these scumbags out of it. We got back to more wholesome content and more wholesome breaking.
I mean, the thing that tipped me off to these guys is you could go back and watch this video from almost 2 years ago. The way they look at this Trevor Lawrence card, which at the time was only worth like $15,000, $20,000, it's like they'd never seen that kind of money in their life. It's not a really big card that they pulled. The fact that they went so apeshit just shows you how amateur they were at the time. And maybe they've gotten, quote, big. But we've seen big companies and big businesses fail hard and fast in this industry. Hard and fast. You can go from the penthouse to Mark's Cards in 2.5 seconds. But if you are able to rig $500,000 repack products, if you are able to get your former employees to sign NDAs, and they have to reluctantly go onto Reddit. He says why he posted. He says why he posted it. Says I'm more trying to get the word out for the kids and parents of the hobby. The kids who will save 2 weeks' pay to buy into a break. People too naive to see through the entertaining facade. That's from the anonymous person who posted the account on Reddit. So I hope there were people on Twitter, there were people on fucking these stupid shows. Oh, it's an anonymous account. We shouldn't even be talking about it. Guys, if you want to verify this, put on your fucking New York Times hat and put on your fucking Wall Street Journal hat and fucking contact this guy. This isn't government secrets. We can talk about this, especially considering the fucking history of these fucking clowns. If this was an anonymous post about some breaker who had an upstanding reputation, then you probably should take these things with a little more grain of salt and look into it more. But when it's about backyard breaks, I think we can talk about it, guys. It's okay to talk about it. It's not fucking government secrets in here. And if you have a problem with it, put on your own fucking Wall Street Journal hat or New York Times. Do the, quote, journalism yourself, you fucking morons. I think anybody with half a brain can see through what's going on here. I watched a 4-hour break where 3 hours of it was just pretty normal. The last hour was fucking weird. This is weird shit. This is not what Michael Rubin, when he bought all the fucking licenses and bought Tops and bought PWCC and bought all this shit. This is not what he had in mind. Some fucking Miami drug dealer fucking on here rigging the fucking wheel spin in some one-pack repacked product called Flamethrower and Nebula. Sam Nubbs loaded mystery packs. This is the biggest amateur fucking shit I've ever seen. You can't sell. Do you go into Walmart and when you go back to the meat aisle and they fucking spin this wheel and you either get ground beef, bacon, turkey, bologna, hot dogs? Does this type of thing exist anywhere but a casino and a fucking charity bingo hall? These kids are probably so naive to realize that they could be fucking hauled off to jail tomorrow. The door could be kicked in tomorrow. The website could have an FBI sticker on it tomorrow. These kids are too young, too dumb, too naive, probably making too much money to realize how much fucking trouble they could get in doing dumb shit like this. You don't even have to rig it. You don't even have to rig it. This is not what Michael Rubin envisioned. So this is why it's important to talk about. The big shows, the big channels out there who want to fucking grow the hobby and are all gung-ho about everything. Is this what you guys want? What if this $500,000 that went into this break, what if this went into reputable breakers' hands or reputable card shop hands? What if some of this money spinning around in this economy and that people are willing to fucking spend on sports cards actually went to something that you guys may consider quote unquote good? 7-3 Vikings. Spoiler alert. Eagles driving. 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Game's going fast. So this is not what Michael Rubin had in mind. I don't want to speak for him, but he's more than welcome to come onto this show. I will show him a video of this and I will happily get his reaction. And I could be wrong. Maybe this is how they want to sell product. Probably one reason why Backyard Breaks is still on Whatnot and they have not debuted on the Fanatics Live app, which has been live for 2-3 months. And that probably everybody and their brother thought Backyard Breaks would be featured almost immediately. Nope. They haven't even debuted. They haven't even been allowed over there. Breakers you haven't even heard of are breaking over on Fanatics Live. And it wouldn't shock me if someone or people at Fanatics watch this shit. So there you go. Firehand, you can get under our DMs. All these breakers, Backyard Brad. Is this what you guys want? Is this the hobby right here? Is this the hobby? What does Ty say? What did Ty say? This is good for the hobby. Is this good? Ty Wilson, Chasing Cardboard. Is this good for the hobby? Answer that on your next fucking show. Geoff Wilson, is this good for the hobby? Answer that on your next fucking show. He was another guy that ran to his couch and told you what was good and what was bad. Literally, Chasing Cardboard and fucking Geoff Wilson, go to your couch and fucking tell me if you think this is good or not. $500,000 break. And go back and watch this video from 2 years ago and these little schoolgirls fucking tripping out over a fucking $10,000 card. Literally. These kids must be from the fucking ghetto of Florida to have never seen that type of money or to have flipped out over a $15,000 car. It's like they were freaking out over a Honda Civic. It's not a Tesla. It's a fucking like Honda CRX or something. It's like a fucking Ford Explorer. A 1995 Ford Explorer is what you guys pulled. So what do you think? We're probably one of the only people that'll tee off on these guys because everybody will hide behind, oh, this was an anonymous account, or, oh, I watched this video. I watched Sports Card Radio video and I couldn't really tell. Guys, go watch the 4-hour video and then get at me. Put on your New York Times hat and your fucking Wall Street Journal hat. Go watch the full 4-hour video and then tell me what you think. Oh, did we win? We didn't win. Here's flamethrowers. Maybe it was show bid.
Oh boy.
What are they going to pull out of here? Something they probably already pulled 5 times.
Should I pull off my shirt if it's like a $10,000 card?
Yeah, let's freak out if it's a Trey Lance fucking 2-color.
It's a Will Grier.
Oh, Desmond Ridder. Oh my God. He had 85 yards against the fucking Carolina Panthers this week. Oh my God. So sick. God, what is he, like the 18th best quarterback in the league?
Yeah, he's searching for a job in a year.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, look, I think I said my piece on these guys. You know, I've got things going on in my life. I think we've done our part. We've done the best we can. If anybody reads the Reddit post and is actually surprised by it or defends it, I think is like an ostrich with their head in the sand. This should surprise absolutely nobody what is going on over at that breaking operation. And it flies into the face of this company being so big and making so much money. If you were just making money hands over fist, you wouldn't be doing things like this. These are the signs of people that are actually not making a lot of money. They actually don't make a lot of money.
Yeah, if you have to cheat to make money, like how good is your business? How strong
Yeah.
is your
Are you
business?
real? Yeah. Are you really crushing it that bad?
If you literally have to have a whole team of people to cheat.
And are your breaks that popular? If you've got to shill bid them, if you got to shill bid your own breaks and pop up your own repack product, are you really that good? Are you really that big? This is why you don't clock in and defend these guys. They're not that big. They're not making that much money. You can drive these guys out, but there's no willpower to do that. And in fact, it's just the opposite. It's excuse after excuse after excuse that people want to make for these guys, and that's okay. That's okay because the 420 strong watching here on Sports Card Radio sees this for what it is. And look, $500,000 spent on their rigged break frees up $500,000 on Golden Auction this week. That's not going to be spent over there. You know what I mean? And so if people want to blow their money on rigged breaks, we can go over here and take our money and buy whatever we want. It doesn't always have to be trading cards or whatever. It could be anything that you want. So let these guys run a fool. Let the industry clock in and defend them. Let the industry clock in and make every excuse in the book, every chance they possibly can. When these guys showed their cards, showed their hand over basically a year and a half ago, these guys showed who they were a year and a half ago. What's that? What was the coach said? They are who we thought they were. Like that's basically what it is. These guys were who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Like that's what it is.
Speaking of Vikings, fucking legend.
There you go. There he is. They are who we thought they were, and the industry let them off the hook. And the industry has been doing this for a long time. And I don't want to say that I'm running out of energy or I'm running out of, willingness to talk about it. But, as time goes on, I get less and less surprised at this. And it's more or less the norm. You have competing breakers clock in and defend these guys. You have people on social media clock in and defend them. You have customers clock in and defend them when just time and time again, they are who we thought they were. They showed their hand. They flipped out over a $15,000 car. I have watches that cost that much that I don't even wear anymore. It's just like, where are we as a hobby if we just continue to let this happen over and over and over again? So it is what it is. I mean, look, I see ripping wax as a part of Check On My Cards. It's like breaking on Check On My Cards. I mean, the industry just doesn't ever learn. Like the vast majority of the industry just doesn't pay attention, doesn't care, and will just
there are two ripping wax. So we actually got to get is that the Gelfman one or is that a different guy?
I think it is.
Gelfman?
I think it is.
Wow.
I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't know. Miami. There it is.
Like, is he still?
Yep.
This is him.
I mean, I don't know. I just got an email from Check On My Cards the other day, and they were like, buy into a break from ripping wax. And I was like, I'd rather, rather trip on the sidewalk and hit my head.
Yeah, ripping wax. David Gelfman, one of the people who threatened to sue us. What is that going on 4 or 5 years ago? I know the wheels of justice turn slowly, but wow. I mean, his lawyer is really working slow, right? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
He literally sent us over how many pages? That's people were like, "Oh, I don't think Geoff Wilson would have sent over 32 pages to Sports Card Radio if he wasn't really going to sue us." It's like, guys, Gelfman sent us like 28 pages 4 years ago, and we haven't heard shit. Fucking losers. I think the Eagles got a spoiler alert. I think the Eagles got a touchdown, and I think it's 10-7 as we near halftime in the football game. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot of energy. I could have done a better video where, God, it's the clips in between this that are not as good when you're watching, because you have to watch up here, and I would have had to like crop it or like direct it. But he's literally doing this with the wheel for an hour, just picking out the numbers, making sure he put it over in the corner, and then he just reach in every time. For an hour, he did this for like 20 boxes. He could have either been rigging who got what box, or obviously, I think more likely he was just trying to rig it so that these tickets were still in play and the bids got higher. Because what they did do is give out a golden and a platinum ticket to the highest bid. Which again, I don't think you can sell things like this. The way they are selling it is illegal. And then over the top rigging it. And these guys are accepting money from people around the fucking world, like around the United States. Like literally, these guys are too young, too dumb, too naive to realize the door could literally get kicked down tomorrow. Literally get kicked down tomorrow. And they would all be in handcuffs.
Yeah. I mean, like if you're going to break the law and like, like do something that's going to like get you like Ferrari and Lambo money. Like these guys aren't driving around in Ferraris and Lambos. So like that's what I don't get. If you're going to be blatantly basically breaking the law right here on camera, live on YouTube, live on whatnot every single day. Like, I don't know. Like I'd rather be if you're going to be doing something that puts your financial and maybe even freedom in jeopardy, it should be worth a lot. That's how these guys really aren't making that much money. $500,000, and they had to put a lot of time and effort into the crafting that repack product. It's not all profit. In fact, it's a small amount of profit, even with the shill bidding, even with all this stuff. It's not that much money. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
There's 20 guys in the room. That's the thing.
There's 20 guys in the room.
20 guys in the room.
So I mean, these guys really aren't that successful. So, the industry really needs to wake up and start to align themselves with the people that are. It's a small list. It's not a very long list of people that are actually successful breaking. It's not these guys. This is not a successful run business here. So, yeah, they ain't wearing AP.
Yeah, I hope just some breakers out there just compete with these guys. Put your fucking big boy pants on and compete with them. And compete with them hard. Like you really mean it. Fucking bunch of pussies in this industry.
Yeah.
Speaking of pussies, I could not think of something better.
Thought you're going to bring up like a card of Anna Kournikova, but
no, unfortunately
Geoff
not.
Wilson. Unfortunately not.
We have Geoff Wilson. I don't have any female cards up, unfortunately, tonight.
Too bad.
Geoff Wilson. For everybody who is thinking about a Christmas gift for their loved one, for everybody who needs to send their favorite breaker a gift, because that's what you guys do probably, you could go on Cameo right now and get a personal video. And people have sent them to me, like sent the ones they got, and they're fucking fantastic. And they're worth every bit of $15. And
Can we
it's
get him
taking
to
me
say, like,
everything
what's going on with that PPP or something like that?
like for
We
real.
send him
Like,
the lyrics to the song and
yeah, or no, I could think of a bunch of things. You could get him to remix Will Grier and Kyler Murray, get him
Okay.
to do a 2023 version because we have like the 2019 version, right? So now Jeff's a little older, little wiser, got the $2 million PPP loan, little richer, right? Give me a nice little like on vacation or something, and give me the talk again. Give me the pep talk.
another guy where is if you are really ultra successful, do you put yourself on Cameo? You know what I mean? Like, would I put myself on how much is he charging?
$15.
For how many minutes is that?
It's like you get like a personal like 30 seconds mess.
And
That's
so
really cheap for
Cameo is
Cameo. That's
taking,
very
I know
cheap for Cameo.
it is cheap, and Cameo takes a percentage of that. I don't know what they take, but he's not getting the whole $15. And so I don't know, like what, like you'd have to pay me a lot more than $15. I mean, we're sitting here for free. We'll put that in air quote. I think I am sitting here for free. That is without a doubt. Mr. Tim is sitting here for free as well, although I think he was chilling in Hermosa Beach, so life could be a hell of a lot worse for both of us, including himself. But like I guess I don't get it. I don't get it. If
No, I
if
get this is amazing. This is I
Okay.
fucking want
All
one
right.
of these. Like this is
Okay.
great. $15. Pep talk. You could get pep talk. You could get a roast. You could get advice. You could get a question. And I like people have sent them to me. They're
Okay.
fantastic. There's a lot worse ways you could spend $15. I mean, you could spend 38 racks on our boy T-Law over here.
I think I'd rather do that.
You could spend 37
Buy that.
hundo
I'd
on
rather
my,
have that. Crack it out.
this is where now would you rather spend a
Oh my
58
God.
hundo ball
What are people doing?
on Justin Fields? Time left
Ugh.
too. Might get another bid. These were selling for like 10.
Oh,
These were like as much as fucking almost T-Law and some of
it's
the
like
other
a
guys. were fucking
$400 card in like 2 years. You take a zero off it. That's what that should be worth. I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to sit here and put another man's grift down, but I mean,
10. Yeah, we will.
it's fair enough.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
Sure, yeah, the ultimate grift. I guess I just.
Duck race. Oh, they
Oh my God!
they don't allow these anymore. But I guess if your backyard, you can.
You just do whatever you want.
You do whatever you want, baby.
Do whatever you want. No one's stopping these guys. That's the thing. So I mean, they should just be selling bags of white powder while they're doing this.
Honestly.
They'd be making. Honestly, they should just do that. I don't know. I think it just doesn't fit Geoff Wilson's brand. That's the only thing I'm saying here. He's so successful. He's rich. It's like, and now you're on Cameo. Like, it just seems like kind of a washed up thing. Like, it's kind of like me. It's like, oh, I got watches. I'm balling. I'm doing all good. But oh, by the way, guys, to get me to record a 5-minute video for you, I need $15. Like, come on. It's not something like a baller does. You know what I mean? Like,
fair enough. I don't know if Geoff Wilson ever, could be confused with a baller. I mean, $2 million PPP loan aside, maybe you're balling in Georgia with that kind of money. I mean, you got $2 million in California and be broke. So
I guess I just don't like put myself on Cameo for $15. Just doesn't scream successful entrepreneur and investor to me. And that's kind of the image he's crafted for himself.
True. I'm just looking at it from the angle of this is fucking awesome. And anybody who gets one of these, you should send it to me too, so I can look at it too. And I think they're funny.
Yeah, send them over. Try to get them to say like something with like PPP, or I'll pay and get him like saying how much he loves sports card radio. I'll pay the $15. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you can get him to say something funny that we can put on our channel, I'll pay. I'll
pay more than $15.
Yeah, right. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't give him any ideas.
Right.
So I don't know.
I freaking love it.
Okay.
I love it. We will be at a card show on December 16th.
Yay.
Loomis, California, guys. Blue Goose Event Center. I like that. 70 tables, free admission, free parking, no excuses. No excuses. We're giving you 3 months notice. We will be there. We're excited about that. We'll have a table set up, right? We have a table?
Yeah, we have a table.
All right, dope. All right, I'm excited about that.
We have a table, and I think I'm on vacation then. So that's a good one. I'm excited about that.
All right, let's take a look at the action here.
Whoa.
Ringo Starr, member of the Beatles. Don't hate.
Don't forget I flew you out first class to the great state of Florida. So if you want to, buy me something this week, that would be great.
Yeah. With now, there's
Not
for the
that.
stuff you like, we might have to wait another week.
Okay.
There was a lot of modern and just stuff in this auction.
All right.
Rob Gronkowski. Lots of Rob Gronkowski autographs in this. There were a couple Ringo Starr autographs. This is one of them.
What else is on there? Is that just his autograph, or is there something?
It says to Betty.
Oh, I see. Something. Much love, maybe.
Yeah. And I just thought that looks like maybe like some kind of old kind of thing. So I just thought it's
cool.
I mean, a member of the Beatles. Come on.
You got to frame that. Look good in a frame.
Yeah, come on.
It's got edges around it. You could frame that.
38,000 current bid.
This
is the highest listing, I think, in the whole shebang.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, this and the Joe Burrow.
Okay. Well, I mean, football just started, so it's good timing with that.
Super. I mean, people have been, I don't know if that card has surfaced before, but there's probably been people literally waiting.
And that's fine. I actually think Trevor Lawrence is a quality. Like I always tell you how I feel about quarterbacks, and oftentimes I can be wrong, but I actually think he's a slightly above average quarterback for sure.
Bunch of T-Law stuff, bunch of Jordan Love. I mean, you can get your auctions up kind of timely with this. Jordan Love pops. Oh, auction all your cards if you got them in the vault.
Yeah.
Eddie Jones, precious metal gems. Oh, we got to look at this one.
That seems like, ooh, that's decent.
It's not that jacked nice up, card. Actually.
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, a little rich for my taste, but
yeah, these are crazy to be spending this kind of money on Eddie Jones, but this shit's hard. It's crazy how like Magic Johnson is not a very expensive autograph, but then you put it on an 0304 exquisite card with a fucking patch, serial number to 32 of 32, $6,000 for a Magic.
Yeah,
Johnson
his stuff's creeping up, and Kareem stuff is creeped up.
That's a lot.
Maybe Laker fans are just done with Kobe and LeBron, or they have enough of it, and so they're moving back to those guys. I don't know. It's a beautiful card.
One of the first game used jersey cards.
Yeah,
is it trimmed? Is that how it got a 9.5?
Probably.
Probably. Not lying. So yeah, this was the top card in the whole auction.
Okay, well,
this was second.
But I mean, I think that's a sign too that the air has gotten out of the hobby a little bit, that they've stopped loaning money for these cards and stuff. I think that's a good thing, man. That's a good thing. It's kind of like real estate. It'd be great if you could have the air kind of let out of real estate and get more people in it that want to be in it. I think with trading cards, we're kind of seeing that, and so we should be excited. I'm actually more excited about buying cards than ever at this point.
The loan for card thing, it just inflated pricing too fast. Too much, too fast. And then on the other side of that, we've seen prices literally come down in the last 2 years, and they haven't gone back up. It takes somebody like Ohtani doing historic things basically for your card to come up, or it has to be somebody like Jordan Love, who has been literally fucking in the doghouse, like almost literally in the last 2 years. And then now he gets a starting job. or people like Lawrence and Burrow, who are the number 1 pick and already hyped to begin with. There was no moment when this card was cheap. There was no moment when this card was $3,000, which would be cheap. This dude's been hyped from the rip. And so without the loan money from PWCC, I think we're seeing, you're going to see cards continue to go down, but it's giving kind of a truer sense of value on these cards because it's not overinflated, like you said. Panini, I went to the National, like, I don't know, fucking 2014 or something. Yeah, 2014, I think. Cleveland, I think. And I had a Josh Selby redemption. I don't know who Josh Selby is, but I had a redemption, and I fucking went up to the Panini booth, handed them the little piece of paper I had, and this is the card they handed me. This is not my card, but this is the one they handed me, this Antetokounmpo, which at the time I think was worth $50 maybe.
And you sold it for how much?
I sold mine was banged up. Mine was not a 9. I think I sold mine for $400 or $500 many years ago, many years ago. So I did okay, but I didn't do $3,600 okay. Mine was definitely not a 9 though.
Well, after you trimmed it and
right
it down, it would have been.
That's the thing. I think we are coming up, spoiler alert, coming up to halftime, 10-7 Eagles, and we have a field goal kick, a 61-yard.
Isn't this against the law to like retransmit the?
I think if I actually showed the game, that's against the law, because
you
I've
can
seen
talk
people
about
go live.
the game.
Yeah, if we
You
show
can
the game,
talk about it, but you can't show it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, fair enough.
Deep trouble if we show it. Yeah.
I was on YouTube when we were driving back from, I think it was the Auburn Card Show, and I wanted to tune into the 49er game, and the Tesla was just, I couldn't pick it up on one of the little stations on the Tesla, so I was streaming it. There were these guys on, they remind me of like Backyard Breaks. They were streaming the Niner game, but they were like calling the action, and it was like, if they score a touchdown, we'll all take shots or whatever, like they were doing all this frat bro stuff. It was mildly entertaining. And I was thinking, I mean, these guys sat there and by halftime had made like $1,000, like in super chats and like donations or whatever. And I was like, well, maybe I'm in the wrong business, So interesting business model. If you're able to do that, I don't know. I don't think I'd build a business around that, but I guess if you can, that would seem interesting to me.
The Lakers guy, I follow some Lakers guys who do YouTube lives, and they crush it. Like there are nights where they'll do like $1,000 or something, and they'll have like, I think they had 15,000 people in the room watching after one of the playoff games. 15,000 people just watching two rando guys.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I would do that, honestly, but everybody
better pick the right team, because if you're talking about the wrong team when they're losing, ain't nobody care.
Yeah, ain't nobody care.
So what do we got?
Well, I tell you what. Should we get a cameo? I mean,
I think it might be halftime of the football.
I think it would be awesome just for him to play B-sides song, and then just him kind of just like listening. He doesn't even say anything, just kind of listening to it, and we could play that in the beginning of the video. Like he doesn't have to say anything.
He just like
play the song in the background, or just nod his head, and then we'll put the song on the background, and then that's it. Like that would be cool.
Send him to 15. I'm gonna send him to 15.
Send him to 15.
He can reject it, but I'm gonna send him to 15. I'm gonna be like, go to Amazon Music. There's this song you need to hear. It's called "Ruin the Hobby I Love." It's called B-side, and I just want you to vibe to it for fucking 30 seconds.
I mean, if he accepts that, then I'm even more worried about his financial situation. Because if you don't reject something that comes from us, I'm really worried and concerned about his financial situation. I'm worried about his startup. I'm worried about 352 marketing. I'm worried about whatever other of the 18 different startups that he has going on. I'm concerned about his wife and how you haven't been in her DMs in a little while. I'm concerned about this. Ryan, I think people want to know, like, have we reached out to Betsy yet? Like, what's going on with that? Like, do we have an update? What's the process going on here? Do we have like divorces? Is this stuff that gets filed in court? Like, can we see court documents?
You know, I've resisted the urge to dig into it.
Okay.
Because if you remember a number of years ago, that it was divorce proceedings and divorce documents that how we got all that dirt on Mike Smith, the former owner of Cardboard Connection. His wife divorced him. They made those public in Georgia. So something Jeff Wilson maybe needs to keep in mind. They made the divorce documents public, and it literally talked about how he was on drugs, how he stole $6,000 from Cardboard Connection's PayPal account, how he was doing all this crazy shit. So I've resisted the urge to go to Oregon and, to see if Brent and Betsy have parted ways. But
she went to Cal Poly. I mean, you could start a conversation there. I mean, it's a great conversation.
She used to work at SFO.
Oh, even better.
So there we go.
Airport was actually nice. It's actually nice.
Might be the flying out of there, but the airport's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It is nice.
So there is no update on Betsy Higgins. Hey guys, I'm going to the homeland in about 2 weeks. So guys, I'm going to the mothership. So that's where my focus is in terms of females, in terms of entertainment value, in terms of where I be. I mean, I might literally be here for a month and a half. So I might just drive down there and not drive back until Thanksgiving. So we'll be doing some live shows from Arizona, and I'll keep them brief, but I'll give you guys scouting reports on all the little prospects that you guys spend thousands of dollars on their fucking autographs. I'll give you an update on what their girlfriend. The most important thing is, who are the girlfriends? How, are the girlfriends there every game? Are they supporting their man? Does she have a ring on? And then we can talk about their hitting ability and maybe so on and so forth. Start time 6:30. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait. So no updates on Betsy. I'm more worried about what I'm going to be pulling at the Arizona Fall League. Ripping Wax, we're still waiting on this lawsuit that you threatened against us. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 4.5 years ago. That's why when Geoff threatened to sue us in December and everybody was like, oh my God. It was like, guys, you guys not been around? We've been fucking around this block and been down this fucking road fucking literally like a half dozen times with people as big or bigger than Geoff. This guy literally runs the fucking group break pavilion at the National, like 25,000 square feet. This guy fucking runs it every year. He sent us over all this fucking bullshit papers. Too lazy. I'd pull it up on our website right now, but I'm too lazy to do it. 4 years later, nothing's happened. Everybody, oh gosh, that letter that Geoff sent Sports Card Radio, boy, they better get a lawyer. They better be scared. Talk about some bad takes. Fuck me.
Epically bad. I'll tell you what, we'll, it's halftime. I think we should roll through the comments or roll through the questions, and then we'll let everybody watch second half.
Spoiler alert, it is 13. He made that field goal, 13-7 Eagles.
Okay, well, so it'll be a good second half. I might turn it on. Shout out to everybody tuning in. I'm impressed this many people want to watch on a Thursday when the NFL has just started. Kevin Connor with the 279 Canadian. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Benjamin Lang. You are insane to give producer Tim equity. Remember, Live Ball paid minimum wage to guest hosts for the honor of filling in. That's right. Well, Tim's a special guy and deserves a special chunk of Sports Card Radio. Currently, Sports Card Radio is worth maybe a negative amount of money. Like if we tried to sell it, might not bring a profit, but we're holding out hope one day. I think I saw somewhere somebody was saying that that Michael Rubin had already paid us or something, and they must know more about me than more about my checking account than I do, because I haven't seen the check from Michael Rubin. But if it does come in,
Mine's still like 2.5 digits, so that check better get cleared fucking ASAP.
I do get
Preferably
paid
before I go to Arizona. So like,
yeah, that would be nice,
fucking
right?
happen.
That's right. Jonathan Clark with the Doomsday Clock nears nukes. Time to buy. I agree. I think it's actually, we should be accumulating trading cards at this time. Doesn't mean you need to go all in or go past a budget, but I think it's okay to accumulate trading cards at the current time. Not modern quarterbacks, but stuff. Rick Madsen says, good evening. Black Label McDavid Young Gun sold for $31,000 on eBay tonight. Just a Black Label Young Gun. I thought he was just a Young Gun. I was like, God damn.
I had like 5.
Yeah, I mean, McDavid, doesn't, I don't know enough about hockey, but I mean, I think it's okay. Ice Cube needs to create a 3-on-3 football league for the NFL washouts. I think that'd be actually pretty cool. Something like that, like a flag, maybe even like, I don't know if flag football would get enough views, but something like that would be kind of interesting. You can't sell until Jeff Wilson says so. That's according to Rick Galves. I agree. Wait until maybe that's the cameo, is just have Jeff Wilson say, guys, it's time to sell. 2 pumps, 1 dump. I agree. 2 pumps, baby.
This
is
is one of the
date, Ryan? 2 pumps.
This is one of the what'd you say?
Said last night on your date, 2 pumps or a few more than that.
We're shooting for higher than that. We're definitely shooting for higher than that. We're shooting for 181,000 pumps, because that's what this Connor McDavid got. This is literally like one of the most highest priced modern cards of all time. NHL Shield Ultimate Collection 1 of 1 Connor McDavid rookie card. This sold last night, I think.
357 Sports Memorabilia wants to know if we were coming to the West Palm Beach in November for the Palm Beach Sports Card Show. It is 3 days. I think going to be back in the great state of Florida in October. I don't think November. I don't think I'll be there most Novembers or Decembers, but from January to about October, it might be a monthly thing. But if we are there, if it's a monthly thing and I'm there, then yeah, I'll go to that. That'll be fun.
Hell yeah. Joe
Russell, where is Backdoor Sarah? Backdoor Sarah, or Backyard Sarah, is on Instagram. It's a decent follow on Instagram. And I don't know what Sarah Rips, I think is what it is. Oh, there it is. It's probably our website, or it's Twitter. Okay.
She's looking great. That's all I got to say.
Again, with Fooey with the $10. Appreciate the super chat. Brad still hasn't.
Let's see that again. Oh, we're working with that.
Okay. All right. You'll see a lot of stuff like that in Arizona. Bob Boozle for president in 2028. Coming into an election year should be exciting. Jonathan Clark with a faux 20. That is very nice. Thank you, Jonathan. Really appreciate the 420. It's always nice. Cliff Barnes, it's easier to fool someone than it is to convince them. They have been fooled. There's no doubt about that. Well said, Cliff. I will be Backyard Sarah pro boner attorney, according to Stop It. Wouldn't blame you. I'm hitting the bong every time SCR says the word fuck. So hopefully you've got a full sack sitting on the table, ready to go. Backyard Snakes, Joe Russell. Whoa. Okay. My goodness. Holy
This is content. This is content right here. This is excellent
This is
content.
holding the view count in the sauna. I'm at a hotel on Saturday with the sauna. Oh, I don't think I'll look that good when I'm in it. Go look at their profit last year. Their company only made $54,000. I don't know if he's talking about backyard. Maybe you have to report this publicly. Man,
He is, I think.
yeah. Wow. Wowie. Oh my goodness. Phoenix Rising. That's I told you she was a good follow. That's TikTok. Dip needs to be a part of the SCR soundboard. Yes. That would be nice. How long does it take to make a video? Ryan, how long does it take to make that backyard video? You watch the minus the 4 hours that you have to spend watching it.
Oh, that's the most painful part. Start to finish, write the script, record it, edit it. We're talking 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah, it's the ones that I would do on the golf course were probably the highest ROI because you're going to be out there anyways, and you kind of can just turn the camera on and turn it off. AI Sports, probably from a dollar for dollar perspective, probably one of the highest paid people on YouTube, and that is not a criticism. I like his style. $15 goes a long way for Will Grier cards.
God dang right.
So he's racking them up over there. SCR is better than anything on regular television minus Sarah Brown's TikTok. That's what I would.
I agree.
I'm not on TikTok. Maybe she's going to convince me. Whoa, my goodness. Geoff, quarterback Mike Trout scored a hat trick last night against the Memphis Grizzlies. I don't even know if you need to pay Geoff to say that. You just put it into his teleprompter and he probably would. You guys are talking about trimmed like it's a bad thing. There are a lot of things in this world that are better trimmed. Ryan, what would you say about Sarah and trimmed?
She's eating the right diet.
Fair enough. How do we feel about retro hoops collectibles? I've heard of that. I can't tell you really anything about them. Ryan, do you know anything about retro hoops collectibles? I think I've seen them somewhere, but I don't know who they are.
I don't know. I don't know who this is.
I don't know. Tell us more.
Oh, here he is with our boy.
Who's this?
Maybe this is why we're getting asked.
Oh, okay. I see.
He's boys with. Oh, I see. He has a Chasing Cardboard hat, and he's interviewing Ty with Chasing Cardboard. So my guess is you could go through Retro Hoops collectibles, and he probably talks shit on us. Over and under how many times this guy talks shit on us.
He's probably got Ty's jizz on his shirt that's dried a little bit too. So no problem with that.
I mean, you're wearing the guy's hat, and then you're interviewing him. So that's
content these days. That's wholesome content, baby.
It's wholesome content, baby.
Wholesome content.
I love it.
I love that. You guys need a sex tape to increase your profile and our value. Ryan, I think you can take care of that.
I'm not going to say anything derogatory about any of the females in this industry. I've already gotten in trouble enough for that. So I don't think anybody would want to see my ass on a sex tape. I guarantee that.
Yeah, well, I guess depends on who else is on it.
How many pumps I go to.
Yeah, exactly. How long it lasts. Well, folks, now that we've degenerated a little bit, probably is time to wrap things up here on the Sports Card Radio program. I've been busy today. Whoa. So
That's me in the back, this old guy on the phone and shit.
Well, you
Old
still have
fat guy on the phone.
Could be worse. I mean, he might be with them, so he could be doing
He's
a lot
the sugar
worse.
daddy.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a spoiler alert. We got touchdown Eagles. It's going to be about to be 20-7 here.
Okay.
I should have
Okay.
predicted that. I mean, the Vikings aren't going to go on the road and fucking win on a short week, but
Still some time left. Oh my goodness. Folks, we had a wonderful time today. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will be back again next Thursday night. I don't know who's playing when it comes to NFL, but we appreciate you all joining us. Be sure to check out Omar sucking off Ty in his comeback tour interview.
right here.
And such a
Here,
such
I'll
an
put the
important-
link. I'll put the link in the chat too.
Yes,
Just for everybody.
please.
This is
Let's
what you can watch next, guys.
Subscribe, and
I'm sure
like.
that'll be fucking entertaining.
Either you watch that or go watch more of Sarah's TikTok or the football game.
Yeah, you want to watch Sarah's TikTok or fucking Omar sucking off fucking Ty Wilson? Sarah chugging beers in a bikini or
please.
fucking Ty Wilson?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, depends on who you are. Thank you, thank you. Yes, Retro Hoops is getting some. Well, let's try to get him. I don't know how many subs he had. How many subs did Retro Hoops have? Let's try to get him to a certain number. What has he got? 6,000?
So yeah, let's get to 669.
Let's get to
Let's get to
7.
6.69.
Oh, there you go. Let's get to 6.9. Yes.
Do we get cooked in the comments?
I don't know. I other than this show that we do for an hour and a half every week, I don't really follow a whole lot.
49ers next week.
Okay. At the 49ers. Okay, cool.
49ers.
Yes. Eric Perkins, please go fondle some pictures of men. Later, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in to today's show. Thank you, Tim, in the background, earning that 4.2 equity. Thank you, Ryan, for keeping the show going here on Sports Card Radio, because without Ryan, there would really be no content.
I'm going to retire soon. So yeah, you know,
you're going to retire soon.
You guys better enjoy these.
Yes, indeed. Hopefully, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. We'll see you again next week. But until then, we are out of here.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Trying to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. Did you dip, Geoff? I think you dipped, Geoff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. Even better, tax-free. Loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.
B-side on the beat.
What's going on with that PPP? You done a lot of talking, not a lot to see. Up in the millions like 2.3, but Geoff got it all, getting off scot-free. Trying to talk tips like we talking about stock, but you're talking about men printed on called stock. When you open your mouth, I take it with a grain of salt, cause the market's down and you're a clown, it's all your fault. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Geoff Wilson, Geoff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Jeff Wilson, Jeff Wilson. Did you dip, Jeff? I think you dipped, Jeff. What you talking about? I don't think you dipped yet. Willie's doing shady shit like the GOBs, like his whole failed thing with them NFTs, taking money from the people to pay. Most of them are broke, but that's okay. He's getting money. Even better, tax-free. Loving all the stimulus from PPP. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Jeff Wilson, Jeff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Jeff Wilson, Jeff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit. Jeff Wilson, Jeff Wilson. You ruined the hobby I love with your bullshit.
Peace out. Later.